Hey everybody, I'm back with part 3 of the continuing saga that is the Fatboy front brake rotor. So for an update, I got a call from the service tech out in Yorkton. Um, they basically said that they would most likely cover it for warranty, but I'd have to bring it out there for them to look at first, obviously. So the issue is this. I would need to find somebody who's going to follow me up if I was to ride up there to get this looked at, which is about an hour and a half away. What they told me was we look at it, decide, okay, it's warranty, but they don't carry the parts. So they'd have to order the parts. The issue being is that I could not take the bike back home then. The bike has to stay at their dealership until the parts arrive and until they've done the work. So I have no idea how long that would take, nor did he. He couldn't give me a specific, he gave me a general timeline that they seem to be getting their parts in around a week, but they couldn't guarantee that, and didn't know if they were back ordered or in stock. So I don't know how long it would actually sit there. It could sit up there for a week, it could sit up there for a month. I have no idea. And then once they were done, I'd have to get somebody to drive me back up there to pick up the bike, bring it home. Now I could do all that and it would be paid for, except for the gas going back and forth a couple times. My issue was, and I said this to him, is that, well, you're going to put the same type of rotor on there, correct? And he said, yeah. I said, well, then there's no guarantee that I don't get this back, and I have the same problem that Cool Dandy had or has, where he's got the exact same problem again with a brand new rotor. And he agreed, that is the possibility. So that doesn't really fix the problem. The only real fix I can think of is putting on a different style of rotor. Like I would put on a solid rotor that's not floating. It doesn't have a weak point in rivets or anything like that. But of course, when I talked to him, I knew what the answer was, but I asked him anyway, that wouldn't be covered under warranty, would it? And he said no. So I'd be paying the parts and the install on it, which would be, kind of gave me a quote around the $340 mark. That's with tax, and that is Canadian. So yeah, so because it's an upgrade, it wouldn't be covered under warranty. Even though I don't think I should have to pay for it, I would have to pay for it. I also thought of doing, well, I could do something aftermarket, but if I did that and something goes wrong with the brakes, that voids my warranty, and I would be having to be paying for my own brake job. That kind of thing. The other thing I found out was apparently Harley doesn't make solid discs for the rear brake rotors, which I thought was kind of odd. Now my rear brake rotor does have a little bit of play, but not near as much as the front. So right now I'm just not sure what I'm going to do, exactly how I'm going to handle it. I'm leaning towards the solid disc and just biting the bullet and having it installed, because if I get it done under warranty, there's no guarantee it's not going to happen again. And I'm not bringing it back every month to have them change the brake rotor, So that's the way I'm looking, and unfortunately, it's almost like Harley kind of has us by the balls on this one. If you want a brake rotor that's not going to have an issue, you might end up just having to upgrade. But that's kind of Harley's MO, is they want you to buy other parts off them. Look at the engine. You've got an engine that would have no problem putting out over 100 horsepower, but they sell it to you putting out 90 at the crank, so that you pay more money on a cam and push rods and an intake and pipes and a tuner and all that stuff just to get it a little more power out of it, when they could sell it to you with that already on it. You know, and I can't fault a corporation for trying to make money. That's what they do. But unfortunately, this type thing is at the expense of the customer, in my opinion. Um, you know, one of the issues I was told at the dealership was that those brake rotors, they don't have a spec for how much play they should have. They said, well, they should have a little bit of play, but there's no spec. So it's discretionary whether the dealer wants to actually do something about it. If they feel it's too much, then they'll replace it. If they feel it's not enough, then they won't. And there's not really anything you can do about it, quite frankly. And I also want to put this out here that I'm not trying to put heat on dealerships on this, because I don't feel it's their issue. I feel it's a manufacturing issue. That's my opinion. I have one dealer who is willing to cover it warranty and one who isn't. But even if these local guys wanted to cover it with warranty and they fixed it for me free of charge, that does not guarantee it's actually going to work, because that's not actually fixing the problem. The problem looks like it's from the manufacturer. So my opinion is your best bet is to just get another rotor and upgrade. I don't know what else to say. There's not really anywhere around it. I don't see a real fix other than doing that. Or you just hope you get a rotor that's not going to move on you, but you have no guarantee that as it starts to wear that doesn't happen. So, you know, I haven't made an absolute decision, but I more than likely will just be putting on the new rotor. I will let you guys know whether I actually decide to do that or not. But for now, I'm just going to kind of live with it, I guess, for a little bit. It's going in for the 1,000-mile service here in a few days. If they have a solid rotor there, it's a good chance I'm just going to tell them to throw it on too. So, but that's kind of where we are. I don't know what else to say. Kind of between a rock and a hard place, in my opinion. If anybody else has any ideas, put them in the comments below. But for now, that's the way I'm leaning. If anything changes, I'll let you know. Other than that, we'll just have to see what happens. So hope you guys have a good day, and talk to you later.